And here we are live. Good evening. And it's just turned 7 o'clock. Timing. That's brilliant timing. Good evening, everybody. I'll give it a few seconds while people drop on, but I will chitter in the meantime. I'm really excited for tonight. Diane's not so excited because I think I sprung this on her this morning and reminded her of something she didn't know about. So thanks for turning up anyway, Diane. So welcome to my Tuesday Night Live. For those of you that have not seen me before or are watching for the first time, I am Mandy Nicholson, like the sign says, and I am the Creative Genius Consultant. I'm an artist, I'm an author, I am a creative retreat owner, and I help creative women to launch, grow, and scale their businesses and make more money. And Diane is one of those ladies. And Diane did my 5-day challenge this time last year. So it's coming up for my 5-day challenge again, 10th of October. We're literally 2 weeks away and I will be doing it. So what I'm doing is interviewing all of the ladies, or most of the ladies that are graduating from last year that did the challenge, joined my Creative Mastermind, and are now at that point of their lives where they're graduating and going out into grown-up land, being responsible adults with fantastic businesses, and they've all got very, very different stories. So I think it's important for you to hear the stories of the people that have really done the challenge, that have invested in themselves, and what they're doing with their lives, their own story, their own journeys. So I won't be able to see all your comments on here, but we will come back to the comments later. So don't worry about that. So without further ado, Diane, introduce yourself before we start chatting.
Hi, I'm Diane Moffat. I'm an environmental textiles artist and a hospitality host, which that sounds really strange, me saying that. Because that wasn't the route that I was going down. So my passion was saving as much fabric from the landfill and creating functional and decorative art, making doorstops, pictures, aprons, purses, and using all scrap fabrics as stuffing, so nothing got wasted. And then being on your course, Mandy, has just turned everything upside down, like like you said it would. You did wonders.
I did say that at the start, didn't I? So let's wind back then. Tell people where you were, like just over a year ago, when you were like thinking that I need to do something with my life. What was it that sort of prompted you to make the decision that you needed to do something and join my 5-day challenge? Tell everybody your story.
I worked in an education setting in safeguarding children, and I'd done that for I think 13 years and loved it. I love helping people, but nobody was looking after me. I wasn't getting supported in the workplace, and unfortunately it took a toll on my mental health. I was on sick for 9 months, but I'd spotted you, Mandy, and got in touch with you. So I had my free 45-minute call.
Yeah.
And then you invited me to do the 5-day challenge, and straight away I wanted to learn more. I felt that that's where I wanted to go. I packed in work, and then became a textiles artist. I've always sewn. Didn't really call myself a textiles artist, and then sorry, I'm losing my thought.
So I'll keep you on track, don't you worry. So I mean, when you joined me, you'd already done a lot with you had your Etsy store up and everything. You had already done all of that because you'd kind of been so into help your mental health, hadn't you?
Yeah, and it was therapy, yes. But I had to do a lot of work to drive people to my Etsy. So I was on constantly on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. And it did really well, especially the special occasions, Christmas, Mother's Day, Easter. And then lost again.
It's okay to get lost. So yeah, so you'd had some success. We met on Twitter, didn't we? That's where we met, on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I know you started following me there, and we'd had our call. And then I said, come and join the 5-day challenge. And at that point, you really didn't know where you wanted to take that as a business, did you? You struggled in the first sort of few weeks to really see how you could get that on rails until we had our first one-to-one.
Yeah.
So you did the 5-day challenge. At some point, you decided that was it. You were definitely doing the Creative Mastermind.
Yeah.
So what was it that made you decide to invest in the Creative Mastermind from the 5-day challenge?
Well, I got a lot from the 5-day challenge that I just knew that I had to sign up because I knew there were going to be a lot more. You know, you call yourself a creative genius. You are a genius. Any question that we ask as a group, you know the answer. So I knew that I had to do something for my mental health. I still needed to bring an income in. So I joined this time last year and haven't looked back. I have got so much from it, even though I have gone down a slightly different path.
So there's a twist in the tale here, and this is what I was so excited to share your story, because one of the things that happened was when Diane decided to invest in the Creative Mastermind, you paid in full, didn't you? Which meant that you won a weekend retreat here at the Art Bank because you paid in full. So Diane joined the Creative Mastermind and then came along to the Art Bank, and we'd already had our one-to-one, and we were kind of, you were making changes in your textile business, weren't you? And you were working on your social media, and you were doing some behind the scenes stuff, but you had a lot of personal stuff going on as well, didn't you? With your brother and with your, with your work. So you were battling a bit, weren't you? That's real life.
Yeah, I was really battling. I was his carer. He was in and out of hospital a lot. And again, it was affecting my mental health. So I just had an idea that I wanted to buy a camper van. And like you do. And then one day my daughter was home from Poland, and I just said, I think I could do what Mandy's done, but I could let my house out on Airbnb. I got that from visiting your place and how successful that was. No sooner had I said it to my daughter, she'd got it all set up for me. Said, you're going live in a week, Mum, where you can have guests. No, it took longer than a week. There's lots. It's hard work, isn't it, Mandy?
Yeah, it is.
To set it all up. And now, so as soon as I set it up, I got a 2-week booking from a couple who lived in Australia. I've had regular bookings since, and I've been going traveling in my camper van while people have been in my house. So I've just loved this year. It's made me so happy.
I think it's, when you were struggling so hard, could you have imagined that you would have gone home from here, the retreat weekend, bought a camper van, let your house out and traveled the country? Because
no, this is what you do to us.
but I think these are the amazing stories. We had a laugh last week because I was talking to Rebecca, and Rebecca didn't have a dog when she joined, and now she's got a dog. I've got you and like somebody else, I won't say who now have camper vans. In fact, there's 3 of you, if we include Lucy, have gone away and got camper vans and are traveling the country. But I think it's about, for me, that's about bringing you back to self and actually realizing that there is more to life and there is more options, isn't there? Even though you've kind of winged it with the Airbnb and you've gone, I could do this after being at mine, you've done it. And now we had our call last week, you can fine tune that and you can put it into a proper business model. Yeah. So how do you feel now you've got, because you've still got your textile business and people have been buying your work from the house, haven't they? You set up a little shop.
Yeah, I've created a little shop, and the majority of my customers will buy something from my little shop. I think they probably like the idea that they're staying in an eco textiles artist house. Yeah. It has my work on the wall. I've got all 5-star ratings on the Airbnb. I'm only doing it for 8 months, so after October, I'm going to then focus on my textiles again, getting ready for maybe doing some Christmas fairs. But like you say, I'm now thinking about fine-tuning my business to bring more money into it. So yeah, got lots of exciting ideas.
It's amazing. And I love this story so much, Diane, that you've now got 2 businesses. You've got your bricks and mortar business. You've got an online business with your Etsy shop, but you now also got a little shop in your bricks and mortar business, and you're a hospitality host. You've become so many things in the space of 12 months that, you know, this is what happens when you push yourself, when you join a program and you join somebody who understands, I suppose, because I get you creatives, don't I?
Yeah.
I get you.
You've taught us to put ourselves first. We've had to work a lot on ourselves before we, touch any of the business side, because we are important, aren't we? Yeah.
But look at the impact you're now having, not only, on the planet, because people, when they come to stay with you, are learning also about environmental issues, because that's who you are. We had a little bit of the bongo, your bongo van. Vera is your camper van, isn't it? Vera the bongo. I think you can find her on Instagram, can't you?
Yeah, so you'll be able to see all my traveling that I've done, and I've taken lots of beautiful photographs that's given me inspiration to work on my textiles art.
So where have you been this summer? Tell everybody what you've been able to do. So you've gone from having this business that was done from a room within your house to letting your house out, to buying a van, to traveling the country. Where have you been this summer?
So I've been to Norfolk, Suffolk. I've just come back from Wales, so I started at Portmaddock and ended up in Tenby. I've bought an AA roadmap just so I can circle off, because I'd like to eventually just do all of the UK coast. And then the Yorkshire Dales, the Lake District. I'm planning on even going to Poland next year.
Fabulous. It's a freedom. You've created a freedom business, haven't you, really? Yeah. And your dogs go with you.
Yeah. And and like, my house is paying for me. The Airbnb is paying for me to go on my travels, and it's paying for my bills. It's working. I never dreamt in the whole world that this would be happening to me, that
Mhm.
it's just made me so happy, and it's the best thing that I have ever done, was resigning
Mhm.
and giving my 100% to your cause. Well, not 100%, I know, because I've been on my travels.
You have, but that's been part and parcel. We've just had a lovely comment there from Christine Whiteman, one of your friends. Perhaps you could make a textiles map of your travels. How nice would that be?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a challenge for you live on
Oh,
on.
gosh.
Yeah, that would be really lovely, wouldn't it? Once you've got your AA map,
Yeah.
there you go. There's a
Yeah.
challenge.
Oh, thank you, Christine.
That would be a nice bespoke piece, wouldn't it?
Oh, it
So,
would.
when everybody joins the Creative Mastermind, one of the first things I say to you is, you might change your mind about what you're doing. You might join me as an artist, and it might go in a slightly different direction than you think it's going to go. That's happened for most people so far, that people have changed direction. And you have probably been one of the biggest ones, that you'd never imagined that you could be doing this. What would you be saying to people now that are watching, that maybe have done the 5-day challenge or haven't done it yet? If they've done it before and they've not finished it, or they haven't done it yet, what would you say to them right now?
I think they need to really think hard, and they need to invest in themselves, because they are worth it. I think you've got to have some guts as well, you know, and take that gamble. I keep thinking we've only got one life, and that's what I thought when I signed up to your program.
And
Yeah,
you're living it now, aren't you? You feel you.
I'm living and loving my life.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's thanks to you. Thanks, me doing that 5-day challenge, because I knew there was just so much more to it than just what we got from that.
Well, I think it's thanks to you, because I think you've been incredibly brave and courageous in just allowing yourself, because we don't often give ourselves permission to live fully, do we? And you've allowed yourself and given yourself permission to make some courageous decisions,
Yeah,
and just gone with them. And I think that says a lot, doesn't it? But you've also had a group of women there that have been cheerleading you and
oh,
supporting.
the support in that group is just amazing. You come away with best friends.
Yeah,
They're just cheering you on all the time, supporting you if you're feeling low, just sharing all your experiences, good and bad. And yeah, they're wonderful ladies.
I think that's a side bonus to joining a program like mine, where you're spending a year with people. You're gonna really build
Yeah.
relationships, and people are all on the same journey. So it does help, doesn't it? Because
Oh,
you want each other to succeed. There's no competition, is there? And it
no,
doesn't
none
matter
at
if
all. No.
somebody seems to be ahead of you. Everybody's okay with being wherever they are at,
Yeah.
because
You
all
do
your
it at your own
stories,
pace.
yeah, all
Yeah.
your stories are very different. All your stories are very unique. So if someone was watching this and thinking, right, I'll do the 5-day challenge because that's free, but there's no way I'm going to do the Creative Mastermind, it's a
The,
big investment. It's a big investment. It's a considered investment. I know this. And I never push anybody. In fact, we had our call and you had the means to pay for it. And I said, no, do the 5-day challenge first.
yeah.
Make sure I'm the right person for you. Did I not?
Yeah, you did. You made me wait, and then I couldn't sign up until I'd done the 5-day challenge.
Well, I
Yeah,
wanted to be sure. And I think that's important. I want people to know that there's some integrity behind this, and that,
definitely.
yeah, I mean, the one thing that I do have when we do the 5-day challenge is I open up the payment plans for the Creative Mastermind, so you can pay over 12 or 24 months, which makes it a bit of a different decision, doesn't it, if you can spread the cost. So if somebody feels that like they've got something special, creative and special right now, and they know they need to do something, what would you say to them now?
Well, really, what have they got to lose? Um, you know, if they've got a passion and they want to grow it and make it successful, I think that joining this course would be the right direction for them to go. I don't think any of us have regretted paying for this program. And like you say, you know, it's been for a whole year of support, of guidance. And look at me, you know, I was adamant I was going to sew all the time to make my income. I think I would have been burnt out.
You would probably, and not even I would have said at the start that you'd have been doing what you're doing now. I think you took us all by surprise making that decision. And I think that was the wonderful thing, that, you know, you were like, Mandy's doing this, I can do this. And you never said a word. And the next thing, you had a van. And I love that you were inspired when you came here. And I love that made you think. And I think that was the big thing. You were able to take an idea or a thought and turn it into a business.
But you gave me that encouragement and that support, and you taught me that you believed in me. Mm-hmm. So I needed to believe in myself.
Yeah, I believed in you. I always believe in you all, because I believe that's, you know, this is the problem that I find a lot of creative women have, is that they've spent their lives being told that they can't, or they shouldn't, because they'll not make money from it, and people have not believed in them. And you are living proof that any creative anywhere can make a business from what they do, because you've managed to get two on rails. When we were talking the other day about how much money you've made money from both businesses, and you've got the potential to make 4 times that next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've worked that out.
Yeah. We worked that out on my little calculator. You've got the potential to make 4 times what you've made this year, next year, by getting it properly on rails and putting a proper business model in place. And that's quite exciting, really, isn't it? Because that opens up your travels and your freedom and your ability to do more with your life, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a win-win, and I wouldn't be sat here today living my dream if it wasn't for being on this course. I know that I would have been sewing and having to get a part-time job to make ends meet. But no, thanks to you.
You are an entrepreneur now, lady. You know what you're doing. And that makes me so, you know, seeing you, it's a double-edged sword. Sorry, we've got something very noisy going past. I'm really sad to see you all go at the end of this week. And the year has flown by.
Yeah.
But I'm also really, really proud of you all, because you've all done so well, and you're all in such a different place than you were a year ago. And it's just such a joy. And you will continue to be good friends and continue to support each other. That much I know.
Yeah, definitely.
And it'll be interesting to see where Diane and her bongo called Vera go next year, and what happens with, you know, with everything, because I think you've got loads of potential in the next 12 months to really take that up a level.
Thank you.
So, any parting comments before we go?
You need to sign up for the 5-day challenge. You really need to. Yeah.
I think it's get to know me properly inside the challenge. I think that's the best way of doing it, isn't it, really? Then you can make when I spoke to Rebecca last week, she said make wise decisions about the people that you work with and the decisions that you make in life. Because the decisions that we make can make or break our lives, can't they? So it's been an absolute joy working with you, Diane. It's been an absolute joy seeing your journey, being part of it, and watching you grow. So now we are connected forever. So I will be watching. Don't worry. And thank you very much for joining me tonight. And again, for those that are watching that are in my group, Creative Genius Corner, I'll be chatting to Diane again on Thursday morning in a more informal way, having a coffee together and just chitter-chattering about how she's feeling right now. So join us again on Thursday. I will see you same time, same place next week with another one of the amazing ladies that is graduating from the Creative Mastermind. Next week, it's Michelle. So thank you. Thanks a lot, Diane.
Thank you. Good luck, everybody.
Thanks.